One Take Tuesday. It's the theme song. Hi, everybody. It's really funny. This is One Take Tuesday. And from the title, I guess you know what I'm talking about here. I'm going to be doing some live stuff. I'm going to record this live, or if I get a chance, if I'm home from the road and in studio around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, I'm going to do it live. Either way, I'm going to do it warts and all in one take. That said, this is take 2 of the very first episode. And the main reason is 3 minutes into the first one, the phone took a dive to the floor. And I thought that was just a little bit too tragic for somebody who might have vertigo or something. Anyway, I'm Dave Hawkins. You already know that. And what I want to do is I want to share songs with you every week on Tuesday. And like I said, it's going to be warts and all. So even if I screw up, I'm going to keep going. And what your job is to enjoy the music, and also to get a hold of me and let me know if you want to hear specific songs or anything, my songs or somebody else's songs that maybe I do live already, or something I might be wanting to work out. And let me introduce you to my partner here. This is Sparky. Sparky is a 1999 Taylor 310. She's named Sparky in honor of my very good friend and the guy who works on all my guitars, a gentleman by the name of Randy. Harry Sparks down in Ryland Lakes, Kentucky. And Harry took Sparky from being a beaten up, broken in pieces guitar that had been abused, put her back together. Taylor guitars, I'm a Taylor guitar artist. Taylor guitars retrofitted her with the ES system, which is an amplification system, so I can run through sound systems when I'm playing live. And behind me here this is Loretta, and she's a 2010 Taylor GA3. And to keep things honest here, these are not Taylor guitars behind me. This is a 50th anniversary Fender Stratocaster. And then this is a 1989 Guild D17M. This is a 1934 or 1936 Kalamazoo guitar, which was sold through Sears and Roebuck catalogs back in the 30s, made by Gibson. And right here is a 1933 or 1934 Regal guitar, which was a child's guitar, a quarter-size guitar that was my grandpa, Joseph Patrick O'Reilly, bought it for my Uncle Bob when he was a kid at a pawn shop. And my Uncle Bob traveled a lot when he was younger, and he stored stuff at our house when I was a kid, and my mom had it up in the attic, and I found it up there. When Bob got married and they had their kids, none of the kids were interested in the guitars, so one day Uncle Bob and Aunt Cappy presented me with my very first guitar that I had found in our attic. So then mine, I'm going to go forward, and again, your job is to enjoy the music, and please let everybody else know about this. Every Tuesday, One Take Tuesday, warts and all. And I decided I wanted to start out with a Rodney Crowell tune that's always had a special meaning for me. And it's actually going to be on my new album that I'm working on. So this is called A Song for the Life. It's slightly out of tune. There we go. Well, I don't drink as much as I used to. Lately, it just ain't been my style. And the hard times don't cut like they used to. They pass quicker, like when I was a child. Somehow I learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down, knowing in the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. you know, keeps my feet on the ground. Well, the midsummer's day sits so heavy, it don't flow like a breeze through your mind. When nothing appears in a hurry to make up for some old lost time. Somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down, knowing in the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. And somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun dying down, knowing with the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. Yes, I hit a wrong string there. And for some reason, well, last night I went out to a mic night in Blacklick, Ohio. It was a good time. And Sparky ended up in the car for quite a while. And the way she gets back at me for when I have to do something like that is she doesn't want to stay in tune. Of course, she just came back in a few minutes ago. And we're in the studio, which is a different humidity factor. So, got a little out of tune there. I apologize for that. These recordings, just so you know, these shows are going to be 5 to 10 minutes long, unless people start wanting longer ones. I know we're at 8 minutes now, but this will be a little bit longer because I wanted to do the little introduction and let you guys know things. And also, I should have told you this. If you have any questions or anything, you want to ask me questions that aren't too personal, I'll be glad to answer those as well. Whether it's what kind of equipment I use, what kind of strings. I use the Dario products. I'm supposed to tell you about that. And shoved capos. There's the commercial for the day. Saying that, I'm putting on my capo. This is a song that's on, I think it's on Manchester Mornings, my album that came out in 2005. That was my 6th album. And bumper stickers were made based on this song. I wrote this in a hotel room in Toronto, Canada. I was at a folk conference. And there were buyers there from festivals all around the United States. And we were sending stuff out to everybody to get me back out on the road to promote an album that I had just released a year or two before. And the year that that happened, it was Ani DeFranco's year. I mean, everybody was really into Ani DeFranco, great songwriter and great performer. And a lot of the smaller festivals, they couldn't afford somebody like Ani DeFranco. Well, there were a lot of young women there who were basically not copying, but they were inspired by Ani DeFranco, so they tended to be rather Ani DeFranco-ish. And so I'd go up and talk to a small festival promoter, and they're like, well, we're kind of going the way of, we really kind of like Ani DeFranco. And this young lady from, Southwestern Kentucky came in, and she sounds just like Ani DeFranco, so we hired her, and we don't have any more openings. And I was getting kind of pissy about it, because there's no way that I could either look like or play like Ani DeFranco for some odd reason. So I went back to my hotel room, and I wrote this song, being kind of ticked off about that whole idea that it was going to be a slow year for me because I wasn't Ani DeFranco. So this is called Folk Singers Live. Every song's been sung, but this one, every line written already been wrote. Every hero's a star. How can I expect to make it that far? I'm living on 3 chords and just a few notes. Every woman I love has been loved. Every love given already been gave. Every life together's been lived. I've given every ounce of love that I have to give. Can there be anything left to say? Folk Singer's Life. Folk Singer's Life. Mitchell, Baez, and Bob all got there, along with Mary, Peter, and Paul. Busting chords and begging for gigs, they're just trying to make it out, make it big, giving their heart, their soul, and their all. Folk Singers Live. Folk Singers Live. Now do you want to go there with me? I'm living in Motel 6s on the road, just eating Big Mac, stale crackers and cheese. It might not be for you, but it's a life I lead. I'm singing and living the songs on the road. Folk Singers Live. Folk Singers Live. Every song's been sung, but this one, every song's been sung, but this one. Every song's been sung, but this one. Folk Singers Live. I'm gonna do one more song for you. We're coming up on 15 minutes, and I apologize if that's kind of long for you. But as I said, in the future it'll be 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll get you back to your job, or like for me, it'll get you back to your lazy boy watching Netflix. I was trying to decide what I wanted to finish out with, and I guess I want to go back in time here. Jerry Jeff Walker is one of my favorite songwriters. He and John Prine he and John Prine, really, the early days, any of the more folk rock guys, singer-songwriters, kind of did it for me, but there are all sorts of people that I really look up to. But my very first recording, 1977, there was a wedding song that I had written, kind of a schmaltzy wedding song that I don't really perform unless I'm doing a wedding for somebody and they ask for it. was the A side of a 45 RPM single, and this Jerry Jeff Walker song was the B side. And I always dedicate this especially to my cousin Jan and her daughter Kat, my goddaughter, and anybody else who might remember me back in the old days when my voice was slightly sweeter and mellower than it is now, as opposed to being ridden by scotch and the years that I was smoking cigarettes all the time, which I don't do anymore. So anyway, thanks again. One Take Tuesday, and I'll be back next Tuesday. And be sure you get a hold of me on facebook.com/Dave.Hawkins.singer.songwriter. I think if you just look for Dave Hawkins Songwriter, it'll show up on Facebook. And please get people to like the page. Like I try to point out, when musicians are going out to clubs to try to get gigs, and living here in Newark, Ohio now, I try to play around town when I'm not on the road. And a lot of times club owners, when they want to hire somebody or they're thinking about hiring somebody, they'll go to that person's Facebook page, their musician Facebook page, to see how many people like them and follow them. And then they know if people really like you, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, this is it. Dave Hawkins. Main website is davehawkins.com, where you can sign up for e-news. Okay, thank you so much. See you next Tuesday. I knew a man, BOJANGLES, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair, a ragged shirt, and baggy pants. The old soft shoe. He jumped so high, he jumped so high. Then he lightly touched down. Met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age, as he spoke right out. He talked of life, he talked of life. Laughed and slapped his leg in step. Said the name BOJANGLES and he danced a lick. Across the cell, he grabbed his pants for a better stance. He jumped so high, licked his heel. He let go and laughed, let go and laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. BOJANGLES, Mr. BOJANGLES, Mr. BOJANGLES, come on dance. He danced to those minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. He spoke with tears of 15 years, how his dog and him traveled about. The dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. Said I dance now at every chance at honky-tonks, drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. Shook his head, and as shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on, dance. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Thanks a lot. See you next Tuesday. Peace.